Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. As of this today, as of this recording, they finally released version 4.6 update, which is an update they've been toying with. Anybody who switched over to the test branch for the last week or so now has been playing with this. They introduce the ability to purchase cotton. They increase harvest drops on clams and oil and a few other things like that. A lot of minor tweaks to multiplayer and gameplay and that sort of thing. And they said they fixed some of the faces on the characters. As well as a whole list of good stuff. So let's jump back into the game. Okay, we're back in the game here, back at the old base. Now I have been doing a little bit of work, a lot of work off camera. I'll show you some of that stuff here, but basically around here I haven't done a lot of anything. I've done a little bit of farming and some cleanup and that sort of thing, and I've just had this poor guy just cranking away on materials fairly consistently. Now we'll start with this guy because we're here. One of the first changes they made is they changed the cost of the wood blocks. They should now be only 15, so they dropped them down by 5. I don't think they changed the cost of any other wood. I don't know, they may have. They said they dropped the cost of cardboard as well. I don't know, it's still showing it as being 5 for 20 now. So 5 blocks for 20 instead of 5 blocks for 10. That's not bad. That's a good change. I don't think there's really anything else block-wise they changed. The concrete now takes a lot more water and chemical, but less stone. That was the other big one that they announced, which is fine by me. I mean, water and chemical are cheap and easy to get, and I'm really hoping that I can actually start doing something with it. Now, they added the chemical container. They said this is not, there's some changes that are coming. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Changes that are coming that will make this very useful. Right now, it's just another container. It's just a water container, fuel container, battery container. They're all the same. They don't hold a lot. They're not really useful, but I'm really hoping, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for it, but I've said it before, but I really hope they make it where these containers are the only thing that the vacuum pump will fill with the appropriate chemical or fluid or whatever. So if I'm vacuum pumping up water, it won't fill this chest with water, it will just fill the attached water tanks. Same with chemical. Over at the chemical plant right across the bay here, there is a pool of chemical that is only a very, very short distance from the shoreline, and I could very easily set up a crafting bot there and literally build a concrete facility right there if they would do that. I wouldn't even have to play around with it. I just literally have one vacuum pump going fluid, one vacuum pump going water, and then one chest I just come by, drop it off, and it's full of stone, and another chest and I just pick up this finished concrete. But I can't do that because right now the water just fills, or the chemical just fills everything, so it's kind of useless. one of the things I noticed that they changed, now we'll see, your character now blinks. Like, I don't really think they changed a lot. There's a few movements, but your character blinks. That's been something that's always been kind of a minor irritant in my books, is your character will sit there and have this soulless, lifeless stare that has no, like, there's nothing to it. And I find that very disenchanting, I guess you could say. Let's just flip this thing around here and we'll have a quick view at some of the good stuff that I've been getting into. Up on the ridge line beside us here, you'll notice there is now substantially less trees. That's right, I've been harvesting, hard at work, harvesting trees. I'm leaving the ones on the shoreline there just to give it some character, but the ones in further behind there are disappearing as quickly as I can haul them out. I haven't done another trip down to the who's it guy there, the warehouse, because you guys are breaking my bridge. Dude, what's the deal on breaking my stuff? Huh? What did I tell you? This is something else they said, is these bot parts won't fly away or launch themselves into orbit like they used to. So hopefully that is a good thing that will continue. They're breaking holes in my bridge. I am not happy with that. I'll have to fix this bridge again here later. Add it to my to-do list. Now what I have done is I have tweaked up this bridge a little bit. Basically I smoothed out the sides slightly. I finished the metal off on this side. That was from that haul that I got from the last trip to the warehouse there. I do have at least 2 more trips, possibly one, but definitely one, but possibly 2, just for the stuff that's on the outside, the stuff that I dropped off the roof, that kind of thing. There's a lot of junk to clean up from one of those warehouses. Yeah, not recommended that you, if you take one on, not recommended you do so unless you have a good inventory of storage space ready to go. Oh, come on, turn. Don't fall off the bridge. Don't. You have to? Seriously? That's okay. It's a good machine that can pull out of it, no problems. And again, here's another spot too, that if you wanted to set up a chemical plant, you have this little puddle of water and this little puddle of goo or chemical here, and they are like so close to each other you could run a couple of conduits between them, no problem, and instant place to build concrete. Now we're just going to head back towards the mechanic shop here where I have set up. Okay, we're here at the mechanic's garage, where I have set up the sawmill for processing materials. I was going to show you some of the changes I've made to it from last episode. It's not welded into the ground, at least hopefully not into the ground. It's actually welded to this post here, right at ground level. because this is nice flat terrain, I was able to get it right close to the ground. And I've got it working fairly well. I do have to make a couple more alterations to it, but I put one saw at the end here, spinning to grind anything that falls off the ramp and catches in here. I'm still having problems with logs getting stuck between the saws and the sides, and I'm thinking I might just have to do is cover those sides right over, right next to the saw blade, so they just fall down. And I'm having a problem with this pusher blade pushing stuff up against this side cage here, and not cutting it. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another saw blade there and literally place a couple of saw blades on that cage, so that when this pushes it, it pushes it into the side of two saw blades. The hope being that it will grind it one way or the other and drop it into this pit. This processes logs. I will go out to an area where I'm working, and I will fill that raft with, or that trailer with, 2 layers of logs. Weld them to this weld point here. Welding the logs reduces the lag, so, or the frame drops. If I just let them fall around loose, I get down to like 1 frame per second, and it turns into like frames per minute at that point, literally into a slideshow. The reason this wouldn't go down was somehow that bearing, the bearing here was misaligned. I'm not sure if it happened when I took it off and put it back on, or I welded it wrong, or what. All I had to do was tear it off and readjust where that bearing was located. Basically just adjust the saw to match the bearing, and everything works just great. So far, this is all running off of a pair of high-level controllers, like max level controllers. All the blades, everything are max level, and as you can see, I'm only using 4 bearings for saw blades right now, and it means I have 6 more bearings that I can put down and load saw blades on. So if I really wanted to, I could put an entire rack of saw blades attached to 1 bearing along the side or on the back of this thing, along the end, whatever. I am thinking of putting a saw blade on a same idea as this, kind of set up on an arm, so that all I have to do is literally weld trees to the block, and it will chop them off, drop the thing right into the hole, and that's just one less bit of aggravation that I have to get into. What I have been working towards, and I'll just drive over here and I'll show you. In addition to harvesting all the trees way over there and resource nodes and everything else from the start location up to this island. So the start location is on a peninsula that works its way in towards the center island. I've started working my way down this way. In the distance you can see kind of a sand colored field. That's all a hay field, grass field. And if you follow this coastline around, it kind of loops back on itself on the other side of those large trees, and that's where those big red farm bots are hiding out. And I found something interesting in the bushes, and I thought I'd come on and show it to you guys, because I haven't seen anybody else show this off here. Oh, hold on. Hey, Sparky. Hi. You would like a hit in the face? Well, okay. It's I put some corn down in front of it just to have fun, but it's a little statuette. It's sitting in this little divot, this hole. I thought it was kind of funny. The hay bots had covered it in hay, and there was a chest in the corner here. And then this area here looks like a road or pathway coming in and out of it. I haven't explored any further. As you can see, this is all thick, dense forest that has to be cut out, and that's a lot of cutting. Part of the reason I am collecting all of this wood is eventually I want to build, and I think I've mentioned this before, is I want to build a boat, a big boat, a ship. I'm looking at ideas, and I'm actually considering taking something from Minecraft. There's a couple of really good quality shipbuilders on Minecraft that have some really awesome ship designs, and it would be very easy to basically just make one here in Scrap Mechanic. From what I was able to calculate, judging from the average size of the player and the average size of the player in comparison to, say, a Minecraft player on the same number of blocks. Minecraft player is 1 and a bit block high by 1 block square. So I took this player and I did some measurements, and you're looking at approximately 4 blocks square for the player. So a 4 by 4 by 4 cube, and then 2 of those on top of each other, and that's giving you a very similar player size. I'm just going to quickly grab some food. So importing a ship from Minecraft or any other Minecraft based build should be very easy. The most part on this game, until they actually implement a purpose, reason, a objective, for the most part, I'm just playing the game to have fun, and I'm looking seriously at just bringing some builds in and doing some random builds, some city building, some structure building, that sort of thing here in the game. Of course, as I said, the blocks here are small, but you use so many blocks for even the simplest build. Like a little bridge like that, is tens of thousands of blocks, and it's got no decorative to it at all. It's just literally, it's a flat road with nothing to it. So doing an actual decorative build or an actual building or structure, something like that, is going to use hundreds of thousands of blocks. And building a ship imported from Minecraft is going to take hundreds of thousands of wooden blocks. And I'm trying to build the tier 3 wood, the highest tier wood, because it has the same buoyancy, actually slightly better buoyancy than the plastic block, but it has a very high durability as well. So just in case I inadvertently get attacked by something, I am fairly okay. Now you will notice that I am heading off towards the trader. That is because I've already loaded him up with a small load of stuff. I think I have a little bit of inventory I want to drop off at the trade or at the packing station here, and possibly at the packing station over there. And I'm going to head up to the trader. I'm going to sell that stuff off, and we're going to pick up some things, including some of the cotton seeds that should now be available. So I will pick it up as soon as I am back, or as soon as I'm up at the trader and we're ready to go over what I've got. So don't go away, kids. I'll be right back. Okay, kids, we are back at the trader station. I've just brought the last of my load. It's got some pineapples and bananas here. I'm just going to unload it. And I just noticed, of course, something new. At least new for me. By now you've seen all this stuff because I'm recording about 2 weeks behind right now. But there's little sparklies over the lake. So they've added what are essentially fireflies, lightning bugs, however you want to call them. So that's kind of a neat little touch. Now, one of the other things that they added, which is something I have personally been looking forward to for about a couple of weeks now, since this set of announcements was made, and that is the ability for glow sticks to emit light. You get a small sphere of influence around you. Because what normally happens for me, especially when I'm collecting firewood or whatever, is I'll knock down a whole whack of trees and then I have to run back and forth to pick them up. Now I'm noticing it is a little bit overall light. The ambient lighting is a little bit nicer than it used to be, so maybe they actually lightened everything up, the entire game up a little bit. I'm not sure. But I found at nights I would be trying to find stuff in around trees that I had dropped down, and yeah, you couldn't see anything. So I'm going to finish here unloading these fruits. Okay, I've loaded up a bunch of fruits on the receiving tray here. As you can see, I've got some caged nicks that are waiting to be picked up as well. So we'll just have a look at what I currently have. We're currently sitting with 1 banana, 2 oranges, and 4 carrots, and 2 tomatoes, and 5 caged nicks. They said they reduced the cost of the saw blades. I'm not sure if maybe they reduced the manufacturing cost, but they basically, I think they just took them down by 1 bundle. They were 5, now they're 4. Not a big loss, not a big change. Fertilizer, of course, is just what I normally purchase with beets. And I picked up the bananas so that I can get a batch of cotton seeds. So that's all good. But what I'm really after today, is some new guns. So let's vacuum this up and see what the difference is. Okay, and with that noise, we have all of the stuff that we had left on the thing there cleaned up. I had 10 beets in my inventory that I didn't drop off. That's funny. I hate it when they put stuff down in your hotbar first. New stomach growling noises. Okay, so now we have 9 caged nicks, 4 carrots, 8 tomatoes, 5 beets, 4 pineapples, 5 broccolis, 2 oranges, and 5 bananas. So we can get now a spud shotgun. And oh, I am 1 short on the spudling gun. Are you kidding me? I have to do another of the pineapples for the spudling gun. I wanted the spudling gun before I head back to the warehouse because the big red farm bot keeps respawning there. The saw blades, I'm going to pick up a couple of those today too, but I'm going to get 1 batch of the cotton seeds, and I'm going to grab 2 of the saw blades here because I want to fix up that sawmill. And it's, yeah, I mean, I can go and I can craft the saw blades. Yes, they're probably just cheaper, But you know what? I'm growing tomatoes for a dummy crop anyway. Like, the tomatoes are my decoy crop. I plant 10 of them. That sets off the timer. I plant whatever my good crop is, like my pineapples and broccolis and such, and that's my crop. So I have tomatoes. They're kind of useless otherwise. I can get garment boxes for the caged nicks. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I want garment boxes, but whatever. Well, we've got ourselves the shotgun anyway, which is great if I start running into the tight packed groups or I get the swarming mobs that come flying around corners. One more pineapples, but I'll probably do that between episodes, mainly because I do a lot of grind stuff between episodes, and I do have to head back to the warehouse for at least 1 or 2 more trips, like I said earlier. And because the bots are respawning, I don't like fighting the big red farm bot over and over again. So having the spuddling gun will make a difference. Other than that, that is all that things have been going towards. I'm sorry, I have to record 2 weeks in advance just because of my quote high-speed internet. It's summertime here, and my internet is absolute garbage right now. I file a complaint with the regulatory committee every year about this time because they absolutely destroy my internet service. It's now taking me upwards of 14 hours to upload a single video. And now with the way YouTube has changed their upload device, their uploader that we use, you can no longer use the old uploader. You have to use their new uploader, their new and improved uploader, and that had increased my upload time from 2 hours to, as I said, to 14. So between the two of them, my uploads are taking me forever to do. Basically, I queue up a video to start uploading, go to bed, get up in the morning, stop the upload, read my news, check my Facebook feed, that kind of jazz, and continue the upload. So that's the reason that videos have to be done 2 weeks in advance. So hope you're enjoying Scrap Mechanic, and hope to see you on the next episode. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing exactly right yet, but I would like to actually start working on getting into building the ship. I want to figure out which one I'm going to build, and then I'm going to start building the main ship that I want to build. I still have on my list, I want to build an exploration vehicle as well, but that's going to do it for today. Hope you're enjoying, and I'll see you on the next episode. Good night for now.